What's up, everyone? It's Fuzzy. Welcome back to yet another MLB recap. This recap is going to go down as one of the most unbelievable recaps in the history of the channel because Javier Baez is back to being El Mago and Pete Rose has just been reinstated by Major League Baseball. What even are those sentences in the year 2025? Fernando Tatis Jr. is playing like an MVP. Actually, no. He's playing like the MVP right now. He's bouncing back after finally getting that leg fixed, and Ronald, he's going to try and do the same. We have a big update on Ronald Acuna Jr. The A's shortstop Jacob Wilson is quite literally turning into the next Derek Jeter right before our very own eyes, and that's not me being dramatic for the sake of hyping him up. He's been that insane this year, and the Brewers, yikes, their Corbin Burnes trade is shaping up to be an all-time bad trade. So we'll talk about all of that and more in today's MLB Recap, a series in which we recap every game almost every single day. So grow the game of baseball with me, join the team, hit that subscribe button. And one more thing, I'll be live pretty much right when this video goes out on playback.tv/fuzzy. I'm going to be watching the Mariners and Yankees game live. Again, you guys can do it too. You can literally get paid to watch baseball. Download Playback today and come hang out. First and foremost, we have a few super quick stories to talk about before the highlights. I cannot believe that these words are leaving my mouth. Pete Rose and Shoeless Joe Jackson were just reinstated by Major League Baseball. Robert Manfred said that lifetime bans don't make a lot of sense for players who have passed on. So in the next 5 years, Pete Rose and Shoeless Joe Jackson could have their names back on Hall of Fame ballots. Now, if you're newer to baseball or you're a little bit younger and you just don't know, both guys were banned forever because they bet on baseball. Some fans put bet in air quotes because Pete allegedly bet on his teams to win. That was it. So he did that as a manager. And Shoeless Joe, they say that he was illiterate, so he had no idea what he was signing when he got paid to, air quotes, throw the 1919 Black Sox World Series, but he hit 375 with no errors in that World Series, so he didn't really throw it. Again, they said that he was illiterate. He had no idea who he signed. You guys gotta let me know in the comments, are these guys Hall of Famers or not? Because there's some off-the-field stuff to consider. I want you guys to let me know. Wow, we have two retirements in one video. Evan Longoria and Matt Carpenter, they both hung up the cleats in the last 24 hours. Evan Longoria, I just want to mention this stat. He is one of 12 players ever to have 400 plus doubles, 300 plus home runs, and 100 plus defensive run saves. He won the 2008 Rookie of the Year. His 2010 season was historic for a third baseman with almost 50 doubles. He had a 145 OPS plus, 15 stolen bases, and 20 defensive run saves. He has an almost 60 WAR on Baseball Reference, but voters, they're not going to like the fact that he didn't even reach 2,000 base hits. He has 1,930. Matt Carpenter might have had a slight chance had he been given an earlier start to his career. He didn't get his full season like Judge. I think Judge was 25, 26. Carpenter, same thing, 26. But from ages 26 to 32, he averaged almost 40 doubles with a 131 OPS plus. He fell off a cliff at 33 years old, found his swing again, and popped off randomly with the Yankees in 2022. Fell off again, but both guys, they were three-time All-Stars, and honestly, it just makes me feel really old to know that they're gone. It also makes me feel really old to say that Ronald Acuna Jr. is now 27 years old, but hey, Ronald, he's almost back. He went yard in his first rehab game. He might not be a 70 stolen base guy ever again after multiple knee surgeries, but in my opinion, he's still going to flat out rake. And also Spencer Strider, he's almost back as well. He's either going to make 1 or 2 rehab starts, or if his next simulation game goes well, he's going to throw 70, 75 pitches. He might just skip it all and go straight to the Braves. All right, here we go. The highlights from yesterday. The other Spencer was on the bump, and look at CJ Abrams going yard on the very first pitch of the game. The Nationals, they got another run on the board on an Ahmed Rosario RBI, but no biggie. The rookie Drake Baldwin, he ties it. That's his 4th home run of the season. He's hitting 330 after he added a few more base hits later in this game. Honestly, he's turning in one of the more impressive displays of exit velocities from any rookie I've seen in quite some time. Atlanta, they stole the lead on an Austin Riley knock in the 5th, and then they added a few more. Ozzie Albies, he snaps an 0 for 28 streak with the single. Eli White, he cashed in Drake, and Ozzie, he did the same thing later because, again, Drake just got on base a bunch. Pierce Johnson, his first save gives the Braves an even 21-21 record. They're trying to become the first team ever to make the playoffs after starting 0-7, or maybe it was the first team ever to start 5-13. Either way, they were awful, and now they're back to 500 with Ronald and Strider basically almost back. I forgot to mention one thing. We had 5 walk-offs in this recap, the most in a few years. I'm not going to spoil them and tell you which games had a walk-off or not. Here's Zach Neto and the Angels. They were able to overcome a strong start from Dylan Cease. His teammates just needed Cease to leave. Zach was really the only guy who did any damage versus Cease, who was disgusting. He's pulled after striking out 10 on 103 pitches. Jeremiah Estrada could not bail out his starter, though. Joe Adell, he splits the gap. We are tied. Rengifo flies around from first. The rookie Matthew Lugo, he came up as a pinch hitter. And it's a tough matchup for anyone, let alone a rookie versus Jeremiah Estrada. He corked it. It's deep. It's gone. He has 2 home runs his first 10 at-bats. He also owns the fastest outfield assist of anyone this year. The Halos, they deployed their strikeout machine of Ryan Zephyr John but he couldn't hold it. Nando, he got on and scored on a bloop from the baseball gods. Gavin Sheets makes it 4-3. This is a crazy game. Oh no, a wild pitch. Manny, that ball didn't go very far, but he tries it and he's safe. That set up a chance for Nando to win it in the 9th. That's a perfect home run. He just reached level 9,000 aura. He's batting .320 with 11 home runs, 8 stolen bases, 5 outs above average. Look at the side angle. He got fooled. The foot was down a full second too early, and he still pimped a walk-off home run. He's a once-in-a-lifetime 5-tool player. If you guys didn't have popcorn or some sort of fun drink for that last game, you might want to grab some for this next game because it was absolute cinema. We're going to skip to the 4th. I swear you did not miss much. Bregman, he just drilled his 10th home run right before Torkelson stole their lead back with his 11th home run. That's a big boy home run going that far the opposite way. The Red Sox, they stormed back with the quickness. Red Sox fans were like, why are we starting David Hamilton? But he can fly. He scores from first on the Rafaela double. Sadon then scored on the Jaron Duran single. So Boston, they have their first lead of the day. Javi's up with 2 outs though. Garrett Whitlock has been getting beat up lately. He left a curveball too high. Javi just belted a 3-run. No doubt the Tigers are up by 2. No, they're not. Tommy Kahnle threw a pitch directly down the middle. Like, that is as middle as it gets. David Hamilton goes 4-10 to tie it. That forces extras. We're in the 11th now because both teams scored in the 10th inning. Christian Campbell, is he going to win Rookie of the Year? Probably not. If someone on the A's keeps it up, we'll talk about him later, but I don't know. Christian had it like that. A 2-run Oppo Taco that far the other way, but again, this is 2025. So that means that Javier Baez's hip is finally fixed, and look at him get those hips turned through the zone. It's over. Even the catcher knew instantly that El Mago's second 3-run home run of the night was a walk-off home run. El Mago, Javier Baez, is batting .320 with 13 extra base hits, 27 RBIs, a 145 OPS plus. The Tigers are 28-15. Javi had a -1 WAR in 80 games last year with 6 home runs. He's already at 2 WAR on Baseball Reference with 5 home runs in 34 games. This is like when Bellinger went ballistic a year after the Dodgers dropped him and he went crazy with the Cubs. I know he's kind of been downhill since that point, but who knows what the future holds for guys like Bellinger, Javier Baez. I'm praying that it sticks because baseball is so much more fun when Javier Baez is doing El Mago things. Here we go, Javi's old team, the Mets. How you probably thought I was going to say the Cubs. The Tigers are finally getting a breakout, and the Mets might finally be getting a breakout they've been waiting years for. Nimmo, not him. He has back-to-back games with a double. That one scores Juan Soto. That was it for a while because Mitch Keller and Kodai Senga, they locked the heck in. Kodai struck out 7, which is nice to see because the strikeouts have dipped for him a little bit. Mitch, he's also not striking out a ton, but it came back in this one. He left with 8. That's a season best by far. Keller got Lindor 3 times, by the way. Kodai, he's out for 6. Vientos, he got betrayed by his own leather. It went through the webbing, and for some reason didn't change it out. I would have thrown that glove away. So instead of 3 outs, Kodai's out the game. Reed's in. He walked 2 straight, so it's 1-1. That run goes to Kodai. Reed then got that bum, Adam Frazier. Dude, Adam Frazier stinks. That rollover keeps it tied. Brett Baty, he hit the metal fences out in left field, so it's a home run. Since being called back up after dismantling AAA yet again, Brett Baty is hitting .353 with 4 home runs in 6 games. Now, Sugar, he had a scary 9th inning. Francisco could not make the play, and after IKF stole second, everyone was like, are they going to walk Brian Reynolds? Nope, they went right after him. That's a nasty moving fastball to freeze Brian Reynolds. Joey Bart, he then hit one hard, but Luis Angel is there. The Mets take it as Edwin now has 9 saves. The Mets have 28 Ws. That's tied with the Tigers for the most in baseball. The Dodgers are also trying for 28 Ws, but before that, I want to show the Astros game because Jeremy Pena finally cracked the code. Chris Bubich basically shoved the Astros in a locker and stole their pizza Lunchable, and he only made, I don't even call this a mistake pitch. Jeremy just flexed those quick hands. Bubich was still insane aside from that solo home run. 9 strikeouts over 6 1/3. Framber went 8 innings with 7 punchies. He kept the Royals guessing all game. I hate that he's not going to get the W. It's going to go to Brian Abreu, but a win is a win. Ezok's 77th career home run walks it off. I bring up his career home run total because it's always fun to remind you guys that all 77 of his career home runs have been pulled. 100% of them have gone to left field. The Astros are back over 500. They're 21-20. The Royals 25-19. Okay, I lied. One more super quick game because the Guardians have shut out the Brewers for 18 consecutive innings, which means that this Jose Ramirez home run was all that the Guardians needed. Jose is maybe playing his best baseball ever. He's batting .390 with 7 stolen bases and an insane .471 on base his last 12 games. Logan Allen probably threw his best start of his young career, at least in my opinion, because he usually folds in moments like this. In Instead, he strikes out Yelich for his 6th strikeout over 6 shutty. Jose had an emergency swing, which ended up working, and Jackson Chourio gifted the Guardians another RBI extra base hit. His reads in center field are not very good. Why is he not playing right field where he gets his best reads, or left field? You guys have to let me know. Manzo, he's around for that free RBI triple, his 24th RBI. Yelich ends it with another strikeout. He's been striking out like crazy. Clase has 9 saves. The Guardians are 25-17. The Brewers, they're 20-23 because they're bottom 3 the last 15 days in runs, home runs, OPS. That is unacceptable for a lineup with a ton of dudes in it. Specifically, Joey Ortiz, he was the prize in the Corbin Burnes trade because he was known for being a defensive wizard who could also rake. He's hitting 173 this year with a 28 OPS plus over 140 at-bats. He's been a free out. That is no small sample size either. He also has a -5 DRS after being a monster on defense last year. The other guy that came over, DL Hall, he's on the 60-day IL. He had a 5+ ERA when he made his debut for the Brewers last year. Like, this cannot happen when you trade a guy like Corbin Burnes, a Cy Young winner. Both guys, Joey Ortiz and DL Hall, they're young. Can they flip this trade on its head and bounce back, or do you think that it's a bust already? All right, let's see if the Dodgers can get their 28th W. Yeah, that's not happening because Jacob Wilson is the modern-day Derek Jeter. His first home run of the game was a 2-run beauty. He ripped that inside slider, and he can also catch the fastball upstairs. That's another 2-run shot. He had 4 more base hits. He's batting .361 as a rookie. Lawrence Butler, he sliced a double to left field to score 2. Shea Langeliers, he can absolutely motor for a catcher. Butler, he was graced with another double. He gets it just past Freddie. He scores moments later on a Miguel Andujar single, who, by the way, is just casually batting almost .500 with runners in scoring position. He then scored on a blooper from JJ Bleday. All of this run support was for Jeffrey Springs, who went crazy again. 7 innings, just 1 run against the dreaded Dodgers. He's allowed 3 earned runs combined his last 3 starts. The A's are so close to being a super team, and I don't say that lightly. They're an ace away from being a perennial 95-win team. I mean, now that Kurtz is seeing beach balls, Nick went 415 feet the other way for his first career home run. The A's have studs for days, and they are young studs. Andujar and Bleday, they both socked home runs to end the game. It was off Miguel Rojas, the positional player. But still, the A's are now 22-20. They are an ace. I like Sevy, I like Springs, but they are a true ace away from being one of the better teams in baseball. The Dodgers, they're already that. They're 27-15 even after that L. If only they had a Brian Wu, like someone without a doubt who is one of the best pitchers in baseball. Brian got some help from his center fielder. Julio put the no-fly zone in effect versus Aaron Judge. He steals a double. Now J-Rod is scoring. He got on his horse on this big dumper single, which only seemed to anger Max Fried, who proceeded to strike out nearly everyone after that. Max needed 91 pitches to go through 5, so his day is done early. Brian Wu almost went 7 on 88 pitches, which is fairly economical. He had 6 strikeouts. He's down to a 2.8 ERA on the season after not allowing a run. He's got to be the best 5-starter in baseball, right? I say 5 in air quotes because he's rarely the 5-starter with how often Mariners pitchers get hurt. I'm sorry, but it's true. We're going to fast forward to the final inning. Goldie got hit by a pitch. He then took off for second. The 37-year-old also casually has 3 stolen bases without getting caught, on top of hitting .344. He goes to third on the Wells groundout. I don't know if Pablo Reyes went to third base, but Volpe ticked it, and Pablo Reyes was out by a step, but Dylan Moore, he missed the throw home. Munoz, by the way, still has a 0 ERA because that was an unearned run. Jason, dude, sorry, buddy. Strike 3 at his ankles. That should have been called a ball. Aaron Boone, he got fired up and ejected. He has some of the best ejections I've ever seen from a manager, and we're just going to get this game over with now. This is the longest 2-1 ball game ever. JP Crawford snuck one down the left field line in the 11th ball game. Seattle, they win their 23rd game. The Yankees, they're held off from their 25th W. Seattle really needed that because Texas is not losing lately, and yeah, facing the Rockies helps, but still, Josh Jung, he was the entire offense for Jack Leiter and the Texas Rangers staff, like 100% of it. He goes 400 feet the other way for a 3-run tater. Then he made a sick play over at third base. That's as long a throw a third baseman is ever going to have to make. Jack Leiter, he learned a kick change over spring training, but he's not really been using it. Got 1 to chase on that kick change. He trusted it there. Then he unleashed 99 to get back-to-back strikeouts. He strikes out the side in the 4th. He induced a double play in the 6th to end his night. He leaves with 5 strikeouts, just 2 base hits allowed. That's big. I know it's the Rockies, but still big. Josh Jung, I told you, he was 100% of the offense. He has 6 home runs and a 130 OPS plus. There's a world where Josh Jung becomes third baseman 1, like the best third baseman in baseball. He just has to stay healthy. Sean Armstrong, he showed off that strong arm. He strikes out the side. I still think that this is a strikeout of the side for his first save. He struck out 3, but he did allow multiple base runners. Is that still striking out the side? Let me know. The Rangers have won 4 in a row. Holy slugfest coming up. We have 20 runs combined. Brandon Lau, he got it started with a 2-run single against the Blue Jays, and Jonathan Aranda, he put down another draw 2 card. He's going to be their all-star if he keeps this up. He hit that ball 435 feet on the 2-run moon bomb. He's hitting 340 with an almost 1,000 OPS on a 6 home run. Now it's the Jays' turn to break out the boomsticks. Bo Bichette, he muscles one out. He needed all of that manpower to get that one to leave. Bo has 16 extra base hits and a near 340 on base. Dalton, man, he missed a lot of time, so 4 home runs is actually kind of a lot for the amount of games that he's played. Andy Jansen, there you go. That had to have felt really good. In his old stomping grounds, he goes yard. Ernie Clement, he gets it back to a 2-run deficit, though, with his first of the season. Now we're back to Dalton Varsho. He's out there in center, making it look easy again. He missed a ton of action. He's up to 2 outs above average and 3 defensive run saves already. And now he's going for a multi-home run game, a 3-run missile. He has 5 home runs now. The Jays, all they have to do is use their shiny new closer, Jeff Hoffman. He blew another one. Chandler Simpson, he tied it with a scorcher. Brandon Lau singled, so the bases are juiced for Junior Caminero. And, I think Jeff Hoffman's going to need one of those Men in Black memory eraser devices because Junior, he uncorked for a grand slam. The 21-year-old has 8 home runs and 20 RBIs. He really has to work on getting on base, though. Pete Fairbanks, he stunk it up as well. Bo and Vladdy both doubled in runs. And wait, hold on. I'm just kind of speeding through it. It's 11-9. Dalton, he has a chance to win it, but Mason Montgomery, he threw a devastating slider. He got Dalton to chase for the save. Tampa, they hang on barely. Both teams are still under 500, though. We have back-to-back games with the grand slam, apparently. Hold up. Arizona is currently smacking baseballs. Eugenio Suarez and Josh Naylor, they both played at some RBIs. Gino on the double, Nails on the 2-run single up the gut, so it's 3-0 Diamondbacks. But with one swing, the rookie Christian Koss put his squad out in front. His first big league home run is a grand slam. Willie, this is not a grand slam, but it is a home run. He's really earning that contract as of late. The timing has been much better. He has 7 extra base hits, 6 RBIs, and a 350 on base his last 10 games. Robbie Ray, he was really good after allowing those first 3. He left with 9 strikeouts over 6. This one was not off of Robbie. This is another lefty. I guess Kyle Harrison, maybe he's getting built back up, but he's in the bullpen right now. Corbin has 14 home runs. 14. He didn't have 14 until August 20th last year. Jung Hoo Lee, there's a reason why they call this kid the grandson of the wind. What a freaking swing. That line drive, 3-run home run on Korean Heritage Night. That's his first home run in San Francisco. He's batting .290 with 5 home runs and 27 RBIs. He also has his own fan club now called the Hooligans. Josh Naylor made the game a little bit more interesting with a loud 2-run home run. He had 4 RBIs, which also gives him 27 RBIs. He also has 7 stolen bases. Man, back up the Brinks truck. He's going to be loaded this offseason when he becomes a free agent. The Giants take it 10-6. They're 7 games over 500. The Diamondbacks, they're back to just 1 game over 500. Kyle Stowers. Sheesh. Stowers with the power. This kid can absolutely swing it. He has 8 home runs. Pete Armstrong has 11 home runs. 13 stolen bases, and 9 outs above average. Most humans would be cool with that over a full season, let alone the first 2 months of one. Norby, talking about Connor Norby, he had a big game. He tripled and then scored on the Nico drop. Marlins fans will take it because they allowed some miscues on defense as well. Pete's second RBI ends up being a game-tying sac fly. Nico scores. I told you, Connor Norby had a big game. That's a big home run. I almost left the state. Not really, I'm being a little bit dramatic, but that was a far home run. Jesus Sanchez, he delivered with a 2-out RBI. Derek Hill, he's in just ahead of the throw from Seiya. That was a nice throw. Nico Horner, I almost said Nico Harrison for some reason. He makes up for that mistake with a run scored earlier. Now a game-tying RBI. Vidal Brujan, he sprints to third base. Justin Turner, who's celebrating his 84th birthday tomorrow. It's an early birthday gift. All of that was a lie, but he does turn 41 in November, so he is an unk. He wins it. The Cubs are 25-18. The Marlins are 15-26. Please, Ellie. Please be okay. Same with you, TJ Friedel out there in center field. Vargas skied went to no man's land. Thankfully, everyone was okay after that. But Edgar Cuero, he cashes in Vargas for the game's only run. Okay, only run for a while. Watch this next play. Jonathan Cannon, he came in after they deployed an opener. He slipped on the pump fake. Still had enough time to get Spencer Steer on the back pick. He then got Connor Joe to chase. Jonathan Cannon turned in 6 scoreless after that opener. And Andrew Abbott, he was about to take the tough L because he had 7 strikeouts, 1 earned run over 6. But Ellie saved Andrew from the jaws of defeat. Ellie's up to 7 home runs and 14 stolen bases. I would not be surprised at all if he ends up in the 300-600 club. That's 300 home runs, 600 stolen bases by the time it's all said and done. That forces extras, where we saw Chase Meidroth untie with an RBI single, and Miguel Vargas just tattooed a baseball into the left field bleachers. He's hitting .330 with 7 extra bases, 9 RBIs, and a .960 OPS since making that change to lower his hands or something with his hand placement. The Reds, they've been really bad lately. They dropped a 2-8 their last 10. That was a long recap, but the grind does not stop. I'll be live on playback.tv /fuzzy. I'll catch you guys over there. Thank you so much for watching, and enjoy the web gems.
Scrappy. So you got to be careful with them. Hard liner right to third, stabbed down by Peraza. Caminero sprinting after it, got it for out number 1. Whoa, look.
High fly ball on a sinker, third base side. Young, foul territory. He reaches back.
Fastball chopped softly toward third. Garcia charges, bare hand, throws to first.